My name is Rocky Graziano, and I got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Howdy, good friends. Thank you very much. And I know, but I've been away. Now then, let's meet our panel who this week, by the way, our panel this week decorate the cover of TV Guide. And I have them here for you in glorious Technicolor. This fellow over here, of course, is Bill Cullen. And then over here on this side is Bess Meyerson. Now, the fellow in the middle is Henry Morgan, but he doesn't count because Henry's on vacation tonight. He'll be back next week. So instead of having Henry, in Henry's chair is our very good friend who was our guest last week, Johnny Carson. John, and then, of course, there's our girl, Betsy Palmer. Now, assuming that the panel is all ready to play the game, all right, let's have our first contestant, please. Will you come in? Now, pull in nice and close to your microphones and close to me, and I'll get this out from in front of you. I would like to ask you, please, what your names are and where you're from, and we'll start with the lady on my right.
I'm Mrs. Lillian Barmakian. I live in Arlington, Massachusetts.
This is Mrs. Barmakian, and she lives in Arlington, Massachusetts. And your name, sir?
Mr. Vaughn Barmakian, and I live in Arlington, too.
Mr. Vaughn, Mr. Vaughn Barmakian, I'm sorry. And from the same hometown. Now, before we ask Mr. and Mrs. Barmakian to whisper their individual secrets, we have a bit of information to show our audience. Will you both whisper to me, please? Well, now, Mrs. Barmakian, let's take you individually. What is your secret? And now we've heard from Mrs. Barmakian. Let's hear from Mr. Barmakian. What is your secret, sir? All right, panel, in order to classify their individual secrets, it concerns a relative of each of them. Bess, let's start with you.
This is something we want to clear up. This is, I assume, Mr. and Mrs. Barmakian. Am I right?
Mr. and Mrs.
Yes.
Barmakian.
This relative, is the relative here?
Yes.
With you?
Yes.
About to be born?
No.
I noticed
That's a relative we haven't booked onto the show as yet.
Oh, is it a member of the panel?
No.
It wouldn't be Gary.
No.
Your relative is here in the studio, is that correct? Are we going to meet this relative?
Yes.
And it's a secret about...
All right, $20 down, $60 to go, and we go to Johnny Carson, please.
If we find the name of the relative, would this help us to learn the secret?
The name of the relative? I'll go to Mr. Barmakian. It makes no difference. The answer there is no, right?
Oh, that's correct. Is your relative going to do something here this evening? No. Maybe we'd best determine what the relative is. Is this the same relative to both of you? Same relation?
Same relation to both of you. No.
I don't understand that question.
Remember that
myself.
remember that they have separate secrets.
I see. Would this be your father, Mr. Barmakian?
No, it wouldn't.
$40 down, $40 to go. We go to Betsy Palmer, please.
Your relative is someone beside the two of you?
That's correct.
I mean, you're not related in any way to one another.
There is a relationship between the two of them.
Mary, but I meant really besides being married. I mean, somewhere distantly in the background.
Yeah.
Well, then is it someone who works... Oh, I mean, very far back. Well, kings and queens do it, you know. This is someone who works on our stage here.
Somebody who works on the stage
on the
here?
Stage, within the television studio.
Panel, you have gotten into... Well, no, I won't tell you that you're in trouble, but I'll let you find it out. We have Bill Cullen left to go. $60 down, $20 to go, Bill.
I'll tell you one thing, Gary. If we have gotten into trouble, it's Betsy who's done it. He does it. This is a relative of one and an in-law of another, I assume.
If you're talking to Mrs. Barmakian, the answer is yes. If you're talking to Mr. Barmakian, the answer is yes.
You snaked out of that one. Is this a boy? A man, is this a male?
To whom are you speaking?
Well, it makes no difference to whom I'm talking. It's either a male.
Well,
Mrs.
Mrs. Barmakian?
Barmakian, is it a male?
Yes.
There are more than one relatives involved here. There is.
A relative of each.
These are two different people. Is the other one a female, Mr. Barmakian?
Yes.
It's not getting the answer, but it's up in the average. Now, there's a boy and girl involved in this who are related to each of you. Are they married?
Yes, they're married.
Are your mothers and fathers possibly married?
Okay, Betsy, I did that one. Listen, we have people on this show who have secrets, but not those kind of secrets.
I'd like to rephrase the question, but it's too late.
You leap to one frightful conclusion that got you in trouble. This is Mrs. Barmakian, this is Mr. Barmakian. They are not married to each other.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
You just assumed that they were because it was Mr. and Mrs. Barmakian.
What I meant if they were.
And that's what you meant, but it's not what you said.
Presenting the whole show.
Mrs. Lillian Barmakian's secret is that she is married to this gentleman's identical twin brother.
Yeah.
And Mr. Vaughn Barmakian's secret is that he is married to this young lady's identical twin sister. So, I'm sure you want to meet their respective spouses. First, here is Mrs. Barmakian's husband and your identical twin brother, Darren Barmakian. There's Darren. Boy, that is identical, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, now, let's see how much you and your sister resemble each other. Here is Mrs. Sylvia Barmakian. I don't think we're going to top that. Let me just say that the two of them met through, the four of them met through mutual friends. They had a double ceremony. They're all married at the same time. They all went to Florida on the honeymoon together. They came back. They lived in a 17-room house together, and not one word of argument, no arguments, no bitter. Great. Well, I want to tell you, this is a sight I will not soon forget. I want to thank you all very much. You'll not only get a double helping of money, but you'll get double rations of Winston backstage. I can think of several things to say now, but I think